Well, I'm generally picking that Alfa Romeo didn't kind of design the GT for this, but you know, if it's a car and it's on a farm, it's a farm car, right? So we've got a big bonfire going. We're trying to empty out the farm. So the Alfa Romeo is today's pickup truck, which is quite nice. So we'll be using that to burn things. Roof is really strong on these, fair play. I'm quite surprised. But yeah, it's much more useful than you thought it might be. So Mr. Priest is today's helper. And currently, what do you reckon? Should we strap that on or just use some duct tape? One more? Fair play, this is taking me like a champ. I'm surprised. I really am. We've got to basically empty out the farm and we're working our way slowly through it. Is that the last one? Yeah. Okay, so there's our last big piece of wood going up. So, if we both stick our arms out the window, do you reckon that'll be enough to hold it on?
Be fine.
Devon sort of approved?
There's more.
Is there more? Can't be much more on than that, surely. Even I'm starting to get nervous. Oh my god.
Oh no, we'll leave that.
No, we'll have to leave that for now. That's a bit much. Right, okay, well, like I said, it's on a farm and it's a car. It's a farm car. So, yeah, cool. Lower. Beautiful. So, our little bonfire. This is the way. Why do we bother with pickup trucks, man? It's just not worth it. Just use Alfa Romeos. Would you buy a used car off this man?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so let's give us a hand rather than filming, buddy. Admittedly, I guess it's not completely damage free, but yeah, perfect. It's just maybe I don't use it for doing stuff like this again, but I mean, she's off for parts tomorrow. I'll fill you in the rest of the story soon. Okay, we're just recording the evidence here. Mr. Priest lit the bonfire. As you can see, he's walking up closer to it. So we're all just going to sit here with a nice can of cider now and dispose of our old farm chicken shed and a big pile of straw that we had to get rid of. So jolly good. It's a lovely night here in Wales. And obviously this is how you lay a pyramid. Flammable stuff at the bottom and a nice big pyramid at the top of it. Priesty just loves to play with it. He usually gets himself fully burned 3rd degree, so that's always good. Alright, well we're going to sit here with our ciders and get rid of all the mosquitoes in the neighbourhood, I guess. Awesome. So, what did I get to replace the Alfa? So the Alfa goes tomorrow, and what did I get to replace it? An X-Type Jag. So this is the trading up idea. It's going to be a little bit windy in a second, but there's not much I can do about it. It's high miles. But it's pretty tidy. And actually, I haven't really had an X-Type diesel manual before. It's a 6-speed as well, which is actually quite nice. And it's the 2.2 rather than the 2 litre. Now this car, believe it or not, is 400 quid. So it's a lot of car for the money, I have to admit as well. It's 175,000 kilometres, or miles actually. But it's a lot of car for the money. It might be a lot of Mondeo for the money, might be the word. I mean, it's far from perfect, but that is a lot of car for 400 quid. I'm in the manual and the 6-speed. It sort of works all okay in here. AC doesn't work. One of the windows is a little bit temperamental. But other than that, it's a nice place to be, and it drives fantastically. And 400 quid, how could you go wrong? I've had a little bit of a drive it, and it was 400 quid delivered. So it was actually delivered to my house for 400 quid. So thanks, Rocky, because I know you're going to be watching this. And Rocky really wanted to go to a good home. And really, he was just getting piles of stupid offers. People were just being ludicrous about it. So he just really wanted it gone. It was on Facebook Marketplace, the usual place where people sell stuff these days. And I'm genuinely surprised what it's like. It drives really nice. Doesn't miss a beat. It's good on diesel. I'll do a little bit of a running commentary because I've got to drop my mate off down the railway station later. So he'll have he can hold the camera for me, and I'll have a chat while we're driving it. It is, I mean, these were very stigmatised by being a Mondeo underneath, but it's actually a really nice car to drive. It's comfortable, it's really economical. I can't say it's the prettiest car I've ever seen. I mean, it's growing on me, but it isn't amazing. It's a later one, so it's got better wheels and everything on it. And it's actually, I think black suits it way better than those greys and silvers and golds they came in. Is it an old man's car? Well, yeah. But hey, I'm an old man, right? So we beat the Alfa to death. And I've got a scrap man coming to pick it up tomorrow. And I'm in a profit. So this Jag owes me £150. So I can't really knock it for that. I'm going to take it to North Wales to a wedding next weekend. And I've already done a couple of miles in it. And it seems to be fairly reliable. I haven't yet come up with a massive issue, but of course, it's early days. So I'll show you a video of it driving it a little bit later. So here we are. This is us driving in the Jaguar. This is 60 miles an hour in 5th. Hard to remember, this thing's got 6 gears, so there we are in 6. Barely taking over. It's awesome on diesel, and it's really quiet. Now this is basically still a Mondeo, right? So this Jag is less Jag than most. This is why they're pretty cheap and people don't really respect them much. But the X-Type came in all-wheel drive, or this one front-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive ones handle amazingly well. The front-wheel drive ones don't handle quite as well. They're a little bit baggy in the corner. They feel a bit less like a Jag. But that being said, this car drives lovely. It's way better than Mondeo. I think there's only a very small percentage of Mondeo in here, but there's enough for you to feel it not be quite the Jag that some are. But like I said, this car was 400 quid. There's not a squeak, there's not a rattle, it's super quiet, it's really comfortable. It's got a massive amount of mid-range torque. Like, it is massive. The torque is astounding through the gears, especially with just a 2.2. I mean, of course, I guess, you know, I don't drive modern diesels very often, so this is a bit different for me. This is a bit of a change. But literally, if you drive a Mondeo this age, it squeaks, it crackles, it sort of like, you know, it creaks. This doesn't do any of that, and 99.9% of it works. Okay, the radio doesn't make a sound. I feel it might need resetting. It could be the amp gone, but it's a 400 quid car. The back window's temperamental, and so is the recliner in the passenger seat. I mean, but it's just a switch. Other than that, it's 400 quid. This thing's 400 quid. Oh, and the AC doesn't work. But, you know, it's a 455 car, right? So 4 windows down, 55 mile an hour. She's nice and cool. Plus, this is Wales. It really needs aircon, right? But black leather, walnut trim. You know, it's like a gentleman's club in this, really. It's like, it's Jag, as Clarkson would put it. And it's actually quite a nice place to be. It's like, the floor is nice. It's not beaten to death. It's not really rusty. The panel work is nice on it. It's done 177,000 miles, but it still doesn't feel horrible. It feels like a reasonable car. I think I'm getting old. I mean, we've got to face reality. I am getting old. This is like an old man's car a little bit, but it's still fairly classy. I don't know if in a few years we're going to be calling this a classic. Like, I really don't. I mean, the styling is not pitch sharp. The front of it is something that takes a bit of getting used to, but it's still not a bad car. I have to say, for its detractors, this feels like a fairly well-made car. And if you've driven a British Leyland era Jag, this is a lot less faults, trust me. But look how quiet it is in here. Like, it's really solid. They spend a lot of time with obviously insulation, and they've screwed this thing together pretty right. Like, I'm astounded by how good it is. We'll see after I do the trip to North Wales how good it actually really is, because I mean, it's hard to tell on just the brief, I don't know, 30 mile or so I've had the car. We've done a fair few like miles now. We've done a fair comparison. Like, if it was going to blow up, it would have blown up right now. So Rocky sold us this car for 400. He had advertised for 500. He wanted to go to a fairly good home. He had calls all day about it. People wanted to buy the tow heads. Then people were offering stupid money for like a couple £100. Now, I was stuck. The Colt had a blown rear tyre. It doesn't have a spare. I really needed to get the tyres over to get them redone. And I just bought the first cheapest car I could find in the paper, and this was it. So I said, hey, doesn't matter what it's like, I'll give you 400 quid, come and drop it off. Rocky said, yeah, you sound okay. We actually knew a lot of the same people, and it was actually kind of fun. So here we go. We've kind of like, we've got it. I mean, so we're just cruising along now at just under the speed limit, but dropping into fourth. Look at this, heaps of power. It's actually put me back in my seat. It's just a really good little car. So hopefully it'll continue to be a good car. When it breaks, I'll be the first to let you know. So thanks for that. We'll show you what happens to the Alfa tomorrow. Cheers. Now, I don't often go with this, and I don't often show this like is my dinner, because really, you know, dinner is not, I don't know, it's not usually something that I kind of photograph and show you. But at this point in time, I think I'm probably gonna, right? So this is fish and chips from my local fish bar here. Right, this is Shane's Fish and Chips. Thank you, Shane. And basically, this is the, look at the size of, this is a full-size dinner plate. This is the biggest singular piece of fish I've ever been served from a fish and chip shop in the history of mankind. It like, this is like, I don't understand how they assume that a land-based mammal is meant to like eat this. This is big enough for a killer whale. And that's the chips. I mean, it is ludicrously huge, but I'm going to give it a go at eating as much of it as I can. Obviously, the dog at this point in time is going to thoroughly enjoy it. And that's for sure towards the end of the evening, because I'm not going to manage all this. So, but if you have a bigger serving of fish and chips at your local fish and chip shop, well, good on you guys, because this is enormous. And something called an Irish curry. Now, Ireland, I didn't know you were used to making curries, but thanks very much for your inputs for that, for culinary foods. Hope we're all going to have a good meal tonight, and I'm going to sit down and eat as much of this as possible, then slip possibly into a food coma or hibernation. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
So long, man.
See ya. Ta-ra. Okay, there's goodbye to the Alfa Romeo. Another day, another dollar. So we did okay from that. The Alfa Romeo is 350 quid. And obviously we replaced it with the Jag, and the good people at Amford Recycling, or ARL, picked it up for me, and they are taking it away. So with the money we made off that, we reinvested that into the Jag, and obviously we'll see how we get on with the Jag next. Soon, actually, it's an interesting question if any of you guys know in internet land. So every time we run over this drain cover, it's like cast iron, it seems to explode. So anything bigger than the car that goes over it, it'll blow up. But surely these things are meant to take like at least a couple of ton or something, so it doesn't seem to be like very rocky, or and the fit seems to fit okay on there. I just don't understand why they keep blowing up. Are they weight rated or something? If any of you guys know, please let me know in the comments. Sorry about the wind noise, but As you can see, we're just doing a little paint work at the minute, tidying up the rest of the farm. The Mitsubishi's going well. The new car is parked there, so that's our new sort of secondary driver. We're off to see Tommy Davis in a wedding this weekend, and we're going to look at his awesomely cool little micro car. We've been mowing the lawns and just getting the place ready, tidying the place up. I'm happy that the lawnmowers there have been trimming the place nicely, so you can see the field is now under control at last, and they're pretty happy. So everything is good. So hope everything's good with you guys, and I'll be tagging this together for the rest of the video shortly.